It's crazy how easy it is for billionaires to spend millions and billions of dollars to purchase something on a whim. Well, I don't think Elon Musk bought Twitter impulsively or to rub off on our faces how poor we are. But nonetheless, shelling out $44 billion for an app that is barely relevant and continuously challenged is utterly ridiculous. One can't help wondering what billionaires do with all their money. What other things do they purchase without batting an eye at the price? Find out the answers in this video. And if you want more interesting videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell to stay updated on new videos. Yes, we may never be on the same level as them or breathing the same air, but one thing's for sure. They couldn't live without their phones, just like the rest of us mere mortals. Just like us, their phones are extensions of their personalities and identities. We buy the latest phones and personalize them to show who we are. However, theirs is just extreme. For them, their phone is more like an asset that screams wealth and extravagance. Just like Nita Ambani's phone, which is considered to be the most expensive in the world. Of course, she's the wife of India's second richest man, so this is not surprising anymore. She could afford everything, and spending $48.5 million for the Falcon Supernova. iPhone 6 Pink Diamond is just a chump change. Her phone might be expensive, but it worked just like the regular iPhone 6. But what made hers stand out was how it was designed and customized so that it became a rare collector's item. It was covered in 24-karat gold, embellished with a gigantic pink diamond at the back, and coated with a platinum finish to give it a more sophisticated and expensive look. No one's really sure now if it still remains the most expensive phone in the world, but if you have $95.5 million to spare, it is listed online to be purchased. Now, buying ultra-expensive phones is something that we all expect from rich people, right? Phones are a necessity these days, so getting one that costs more than our house is not a big deal. But what really separates the rich from us average Joes and Janes is how impressive their taste is when it comes to watches. We can argue all year long as to how expensive and cheap watches all tell the same time, but nothing still beats sporting a limited edition watch that is envied by even the richest billionaires. The Hallucination watch by Lawrence Graff for one costs $55 million. It is adorned with 110 carats of the most unique and rarest diamonds, all sourced from various places in the world. Looking at it just leaves you mesmerized and speechless, for it is something that is so precious with all its different colored, beautifully cut diamonds. Until now, no one can say who truly bought this timepiece, but we all know that it is definitely from someone in the 1% of the richest people. The only downside is that the female tycoon, who bought the watch, can't really enjoy splashing it on the public, but if she dared, she'd be hiring the best of the best security personnel. When it comes to the lifestyle of the rich and powerful, another thing that they must have in their possession, aside from limited edition phones and watches, are cars. Hot, top-of-the-line, luxurious sets of wheels. If sky's the limit, then nothing can rival the breathtaking beauty of a classic, the 1963 Ferrari 250 GTO. There are only 36 GTOs manufactured, and all of them are owned by billionaires like Walmart's owner, Rob Walton, and fashion tycoon, Ralph Lauren. In November 2021, billionaire David McNeil, founder of WeatherTech, bought a silver 1963 Ferrari GTO for a whopping $70 million. It set a world record as the highest paid amount for a luxury car. Just like us, billionaires have different interests and hobbies. Though for sure all their cars are expensive, not all of them are keen on vintage and luxury vehicles because some of them are passionate patrons of the arts. These are the billionaires who are willing to pay hundreds of millions of dollars for timeless art pieces, and one in particular that has been on every art enthusiast's wish list is Alberto Giacometti's iconic L'Homme au Doigt, which means pointing man. It is a 5-foot-high bronze sculpture of an elongated, thin-shaped human form. Giacometti made 6 casts of this art piece, which are in the collections of New York's Museum of Modern Art, London's Tate Gallery, and the Des Moines Art Center, while the rest are privately owned. One of the owners is hedge fund billionaire Stephen A. Cohen, who paid $141.3 million for this rare masterpiece. Speaking of rare masterpieces, billionaires are always all eyes and ears when it comes to pieces of jewelry, specifically those that are one of a kind. They don't mind spending millions or even billions of dollars to possess jewelry that no one else has, just like the most expensive necklace in the world, called a Heritage in Bloom, designed by Chinese jeweler Wallace Chan. The piece is adorned with a total of 383.40 carats of diamonds, featuring a prominent 104-carat diamond at its center. This remarkable gem was meticulously cut from the 507.55-carat Cullinan Heritage rough diamond. In addition to this centerpiece, the necklace is adorned with 72 white mutton fat jades, 114 icy green jadids, 600 pink diamonds, and an additional 19 exquisite colorless diamonds. In 2010, China's largest jewelry retailer, Chow Tai Fook, purchased the necklace for $200 million. So far, we can say that billionaires have a thing for rare, limited, and one-of-a-kind pieces. Probably it's because they could afford it. Another expensive interest billionaires have is their fondness for Renaissance art, particularly those that are closely associated with history, like Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi. Salvator Mundi is a half-length figure of Jesus Christ, dressed in the robes of the Renaissance era and holding a crystal orb. It is believed that this 26-inch haunting oil-on-panel painting was commissioned by King Louis XIII of France and his consort, Anne of Brittany, after the conquests of Milan and Genoa. It broke auction records when it was sold to Saudi Arabian Prince Badr bin Abdullah in 2017 for $450.3 million. It may be an outrageous amount for us, but it's a Da Vinci masterpiece, so if they've got the money, then why not spend it on something that will exponentially appreciate in value? Plus, they've got the resources to protect and preserve those artworks. Collecting artwork is an expensive hobby that only the elites can afford. And now that we are living in a digital world, their luxurious lifestyle doesn't only revolve around Renaissance art and vintage cars. Billionaires have also learned how to expand their wealth through digital assets. If there's one thing that we should applaud them for, it's their courage in taking risks. It's no problem for them, especially when an unnamed investor bought Cars.com in 2015 for $872 million, which is considered, up to this day, the most expensive domain ever sold. Since billionaires are now aware that they can grow their wealth and empire in the digital world, they're not stopping anytime soon. If there's one person that we all know who got extremely rich because of computers and the internet, it's none other than Bill Gates. He was once named the richest man on the planet, and when he got the money to spend on things he liked, he didn't hesitate and bought the Codex Leicester in a 1994 auction in New York. The Codex Leicester is a collection of scientific writings authored by Leonardo da Vinci during the years 1504–1508. He purchased it for $31 million, making it one of the 5 most expensive manuscripts in the world. It is believed to be worth over $50 million. And now we know just how smart Bill Gates is when it comes to growing his money. Bill Gates isn't the only techpreneur who knows how to expand his wealth. Larry Ellison, founder of Oracle Corporation, bought an island in Hawaii called Lanai Island for $300 million. He owned 98% of the island, and he developed it into a more modern and high-class resort that people could visit. It has 2 Four Seasons hotels and more luxurious amenities. Of course, there are still people living on the island, and almost all of them are employed by Ellison's beautiful and grandiose resorts. It's all about grandioseness and affluence when it comes to what billionaires choose to invest and acquire, and the pinnacle of their high living standard is possessing the rarest minerals on the planet. Nothing can persuade the rich to spend a ridiculous amount of money in a snap more than the Cullinan diamond. Revered as the Star of Africa, this exquisite gemstone boasts an astonishing 3,106.75 carats of precious diamond. Frederick Wells unearthed it in Cullinan, South Africa, in 1905, and 2 years later, it was given as a gift by Transvaal Prime Minister Louis Botha to King Edward VII. In 1908, the Cullinan underwent meticulous cutting by the mining company Joseph Asher, resulting in 9 distinct pieces. Various segments of the Cullinan have since found their place in the imperial state crown and the sovereign scepter with cross. The overall value of this remarkable stone is an astonishing $2 billion. Quite fascinating, right? However, there's more. Billionaires have extravagant lifestyles, but we only know a quarter of how lavish their lives are, and this is only based on what we read and watched in movies. We have no idea how crazy their money can be in making the world revolve around them. But if there's an agency that can match how to live lavishly, it's the U.S. Defense Department. We know how rich the government is, and it looms over the richest people. But believe it or not, they possess the most expensive weapon, the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. It is also named the most expensive plane in the world. This air assault vehicle is built to mimic a flying wing and has a unique feature. It's practically invisible to radar. What's even more impressive and somewhat intimidating is its capability to launch both conventional and nuclear weapons with pinpoint accuracy. While it's not owned by any single person, the sheer cost and firepower of this vehicle are a testament to the immense strength of the U.S. military. Although the exact specifics are kept under wraps, it's widely reported that constructing the B-2 bomber came with a staggering price tag of around $2.1 billion. Hearing this makes us wonder, what else is there? You will be surprised to know that there is one thing that is considered the most expensive item in the world that is not owned by any billionaire, and this is the antimatter. We have heard about it, but for many it sounds too complicated. So why is this so expensive? Well, it's because scientific research suggests that antimatter might hold the key to a revolutionary development in human history, solving the mystery of space travel. Antimatter could potentially serve as the ultimate fuel source, granting us access to boundless energy as we journey across the Milky Way, explore other galaxies, and maybe even venture into the far reaches of the universe. In fact, just to produce a single gram of antimatter using a particle accelerator, it would set you back a jaw-dropping $62.5 trillion. Scientists admitted that we're still quite away from achieving this, but the fact that they are seriously considering it means that we could witness a groundbreaking leap in space exploration in the coming decades. So, unbelievably fascinating. Now that you've taken a peek at the lives of billionaires, don't you wish that you could live their lives just for a day? If you have this insane amount of money, what will you splurge on? Let me know in the comment section, and I hope you had fun watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated.